Right, so just comments on this really. Yeah, so instead of sRGB, I used liner. It just created a much better image. Since, well, when you use liner, you'll find that it gets really dark. So in order to compensate for that, you use a filter. Under Control F8 in Layout, you'll have something called Expose, and you'll set the black to 25 or something like that, and turn off automatic. And that will make it look more photoreal. What else? Yeah, so this is brute force GI. So there's no interpolation here, nothing like that, and it really creates a much better render in this area. It just gives much more detail. I rendered this in 2 passes. The first pass was GI only minus reflection. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say about that. Well, actually, and it was really low anti-aliasing, like 3 passes or so of anti-aliasing. The reflection was rendered in a second pass, no GI, but reflection, and with anti-aliasing as high as 500. So those 2 images were mixed, and this is the result. So it just renders much faster. I'm not sure just how many percent faster that is. Maybe like 500% faster, maybe. So you can see here that the reflection has very little noise, and that's because it's using 500 AA, but it really renders fast. Even though it's 500 AA, it renders in like, I don't know, like 20 seconds or so, while the GI itself with brute force GI, 3 to 5, well, let's just say 5 then, 5 passes of anti-aliasing, rendered in like, I don't know, like 1 hour or 50 minutes on a slow computer. But so I was a bit surprised by that the reflection pass was like just a few minutes or seconds, while the GI pass itself was really slow. It was brute force though, so yeah, that's the reason. Even though it was brute force, you can see that there's slightly noisy in this area. If you're rendering this as an animation, then that doesn't matter. If you have a noise filter, then it should be able to get rid of that noise fairly well. As for the floor, that is Fresnel, just pure Fresnel really. You just pick the floor, go into the node editor, and you search for Fresnel and just smack that in, and set the reflection blur to like 20 or so. I'm not too satisfied with the floor though, so I'm thinking about using another node setup for that. But anyway, it looks okay. You can see here in this area that it's kind of like jagged. It's quite jagged actually. There's no anti-aliasing, and that happens in LightWave because there's too much intensity from the illuminated polygons. So you could lower that by using oh, what's it called? It's called, I think it's called limit ray recursion or something like that, and that will get rid of this. It will look more like this. So anyway, we'll have to look into that. The reason why this looks good is because I rendered that in the reflection pass. This second pass here was rendered with limit ray recursion or something like that. So find that option and check it on. As far as this, it looks kind of flat, but I didn't really shade that, or I didn't use a good shader for these guys, so that's that. The minus here though is that it doesn't quite look like an Octane render. Then again, I've checked a lot of Octane renders, and compared to brute force, the Octane render doesn't look fantastic. It looks very good and renders really fast, but as far as the change, as far as the difference, it only looks slightly better than brute force GI. So something to be aware of. But as far as I know, it should render like, I don't know, 5 or 10 times faster than LightWave brute force GI, and that's quite a lot. Octane also renders, I don't know, it just looks better as it has a lot of options for what's it called? It's called right now I can't remember. It's called tone mapping. Yeah. So I didn't use any tone mapping on this image. I just used the expose filter. Again, that's if you hit Control F8, you'll find that one. Yeah, well, I guess I already wrote that. So yeah, like I said, an alternative to this is Octane. And yeah, remember to render this, if you're in LightWave, remember to go into the properties and render render using liner. What else? I think that's about it. But yeah, it's just the first step. So as far as shaders, I basically used conductor and Fresnel. And yeah, bloom added in post. In this case, I got no depth of field, so it saves render time. It still doesn't look photoreal, but I guess I'll have to, I don't know, just find ways, I guess. And one thing that I didn't use in this case was occlusion. And I think I should have added that. It would have made the render look slightly better. Anything else? Not so sure. I think it's more about getting the lighting right, and yeah, working on the lighting and the shaders, getting the settings correct. And then after that, I think, oops, I lost the whole shebang. Ah, gosh. Anyway, yeah, after that, I guess we should be okay. Yeah.